Hello everyone, this is Rajiv Kohli and welcome back to our channel The Teacher. And in this tutorial we will learn about the most important keyboard shortcuts for Microsoft Word. So let's get started, and first of all I will try not to use the mouse for this tutorial, and we will begin by pressing the start key from the keyboard to open the start menu in Windows. So either you are using Windows 7, Windows 10 or Windows 11, the start menu can be opened by pressing the start key, and here in the search you can start typing the application name that you wish to open. And for this tutorial we need to open Microsoft Word, so I will type Word. However, you can also use the arrow keys from your keyboard to select an application from the list, and then you can also press the enter key to open the particular application. But if you open the start menu, then you don't need to click in the search box and you can start typing the application name directly. So instead of pressing the enter key to open this application, I will advise you to open the context menu first by pressing the shift plus F10 key. So now in the context menu I will use the option open file location and will hit the enter key to open the location where this application icon is available. And in the address bar above you can see that the location where this icon is saved on your hard drive. So what I will do, after selecting the icon, I will press shift F10 to open the context menu again, and here I will choose the property option. And you can also open the properties window by pressing the alt press enter key, alt plus enter. And here in the properties window I will press the tab key to move between the options, and you can also use shift plus tab key to move backwards, tab key to move forward through the options, and shift plus tab key to move backwards in the option windows. So here I would like to apply a keyboard shortcut to open this application every time. So here I will assign a keyboard shortcut, let's say Control Shift Alt and then 1. So I am giving a little bit long keyboard shortcut to open this particular application because most of the common shortcuts are already defined in Windows. So I will advise you to apply the keyboard shortcuts that are not commonly used in Windows and other applications, so they may not clash with each other. So I have given the Control Shift Alt and 1 to open this application from the keyboard, and I will press the tab key to move between the buttons and the options. And to press the button you can either press the enter key or you can also press the space key. So it is now asking me that this changes require the administration permissions. So do you want to continue? It is already on the continue button. You can also press the tab key to see that on which button it is already on. So you can press shift plus tab key to move backwards in the button, and press the space or enter key to hit the OK button. Now to close any window you can press the Alt F4 key to to close the active window. Now next time when you want to open Microsoft Word, then you can press the Control Alt Shift and 1 key to open Microsoft Word next time. So here in the Microsoft Word, uh, I will I would like to open the second file from the recent file list, and for that you can see that my mouse is already on the fourth file in the list. So but the selection is on the black document. You can see that the black document is highlighted. So if I want to move between these options, then I can again use the tab key to move between these options, and now I can either press the tab key to move to the next option, or I can use the arrow keys to select a particular file from the recent file list, and here I will press the enter key to open this file. So now we have this file, and now I will teach you the most important keyboard shortcuts that you can use in Microsoft Word and as well in other document editors like Notepad, WordPad, and many of the other applications where you need to type the text, then most of these shortcuts will also work there. So let's get started. And first of all, I would like you to take a look at your keyboard, and there will be a section where you can find the home and delete, insert, page up and page down keys. So these six keys are very important. However, now the insert key is not widely used. However, the home and delete, page up and page down keys are very useful. So I will first teach you about them, and here we are at the beginning of the file. So the first keyboard shortcut that I would like to tell you is the Control and End key to move to the end of the document. So in a second, it will jump to the last page of this document. Either it contains only one page or multiple pages. Control and key will take you to the end of the document, and the control home key will take you to the beginning of the document. So the next thing is, we mostly use the arrow keys to move up and down between the text. The left key, the right key, the down key, and the up key. However, I would like to tell you that you should use the arrow keys. You can also use the arrow keys along with the control key. So that way you can start jumping a word in a time instead of a character in a time. So this shortcut, this little shortcut, control, the right arrow key or the left arrow key to jump between words can save you a lot of time. So instead of every time moving a word, a character by character, you can use control plus right arrow key to jump between the words. So the next shortcut is the home key alone. So now I am in the middle of this sentence and the line, and I want to move to the beginning of the line. So I will always advise you to press the home key instead of moving character by character. So when you press the home key alone, then it automatically jumps to the beginning of the line. And if you press the end key alone, then it will jump to the end of the line. And these two buttons alone can save you a lot of time in your daily routines. So let me repeat: Control Home to move to the top of your document, and Control End to move to the end of the document. And then if you are in the middle of the line, at anywhere in the line, and you want to move into the beginning of the line, then you can press the home key alone, and to move to the end of the line, then press the end key alone. So I will now press the Control Home to move to the top of the document. So the next thing is, which is very important, that you can press the Alt key once, and that will start showing you the highlight characters of each of the tab that you can now open from the keyboard. Like if you wish to open the home tab, then now you can press the H key to open the home tab, and here you can further find all the next shortcuts for each of the command. For example, if now I want to use the bold command, now I can press the 1 key, and that will turn on the bold key. And if now I will start writing some text, then it will be in the bold letters. And to turn off the bold, I can again press the Alt, H, and then 1, and that will turn off the bolt. So that way you can now use any of the command from the tabs above by pressing the Alt key alone. And now if you want to move to the Insert tab, you can press the N key. And if you want to use the Insert Picture command from the Pictures drop down button, then you can press the P key. And now you can either use the arrow keys to move between the options, or you can also press the next corresponding shortcut key. Like if I want to use this device, I can press D key. Okay, so next time you can do this by just pressing Alt and P key. But just to make the text bold, pressing the Alt H and one key is not the right way, because Microsoft Word already have defined a keyboard shortcut to this command, and if you will move your mouse near to this button, then you will find the uh, information about the command and the corresponding keyboard shortcuts of that particular command. So let's say if I now move to the italic, then you can see the shortcut key to the italic, the text is Control I, and to underline, so it is the predefined keyboard shortcut which is easier to use. Like instead of pressing Alt H and one key to make the text bold and to turn it off again, you again have to press Alt H and one again to make the text normal. So instead of doing this, the Microsoft Word has already provided you a predefined keyboard shortcuts for various of the important commands of Microsoft Word. So you can, instead of pressing Alt H and one key, you can press Control B key to bold the text, and again you can press Control B, turn off. So you can use the keyboard shortcuts along with the time when you are typing the text. For instead, let's say if I want to make the text bold, underline, and want to write it into the middle and center of the document, then I can press Control E key for center, Control B for bold, and you can also notice in the ribbon that the button has been pressed when I have pressed the Control B key, and now I will press Control U, and now I can write my heading and press the enter key. Now again I will press Control B to turn off the bold, Control U to turn off the underline, and now I will press Control L to move to the left. So that way you can use the keyboard shortcuts along with when you are typing your document. The another way is to type the text first and then select the text either from keyboard. You can also select the text from keyboard, that I will tell you now. So after this, so I will select the text and will use Control B, Control U, Control E, and then I will unselect the text and will move to the next slide. But that way, if you are not selecting the text properly and here I press the enter key, then the next line will also be in bold and underline. So you have to take care of this while selecting the text. So the next thing is how you can select the text from keyboard, and that is the most important keyboard shortcuts that you need to know if you want to increase your typing and working speed and the productivity. So you can select the text by using the arrow keys while holding the shift key from the keyboard. Like if I want to select these two words, we love, then I can hold down the shift key in front of while my cursor is in front of the W, and after holding the shift key I can start using the arrow keys to select the text in a particular direction. So let's say I want to select the text to the right, then I can start pressing the right arrow key while holding the shift key. Or if you want to select an entire line, then you can press the down arrow key. So that way you can easily select the text from the keyboard by holding the shift key and then use the arrow keys. However, you can also use the control and shift key combination while selecting the text. So earlier I have told you that you can use control right or left arrow keys to jump between words. So you can, if you hold control and shift keys together, then you can, and you then press the arrow keys, then you will start selecting a word in a time instead of a character. So that is a faster way to select the text, and you can do this in any direction. Like I am now in between this and stationary word, and if I want to select the text to the right of the cursor, then I can hold down control and shift keys and then can start pressing the left arrow key, and you can also press the down arrow key, and if you will do that, then it will select the entire text, entire paragraph from that particular position, and that is also an easier way to select a paragraph. For instance, let's say I am at this point now, and I press the home key to move to the beginning of this paragraph, and now I press the control and shift keys and then press the down arrow key, and then you can see that it has selected a paragraph. So that is the easiest way to select a paragraph, by pressing control shift and down or up arrow keys. So if now I press the up arrow key, then it will select the above paragraph. So it is not important that how many keyboard shortcuts that I am going to tell you in this tutorial now. As I have already told you that you can see the shortcuts by moving on top of the commands, and which commands have the shortcuts, they will be displayed under the tooltip of that particular command. So most of the commands have the keyboard shortcuts, but not all the commands. And I have told you that you can use the alt key to highlight the uh, letters of each of the tab, and then you can press the particular key to bring all the commands of that particular tab. Like if I want to open the layout tab, I can press the P key, alt P, and if I want to change orientation, then I can press O, and then I can use the down arrow key and press on landscape and hit the enter key. So you can also use the keyboard shortcut in this way as. So as we are talking about the most important keyboard shortcuts, so the next keyboard shortcut will be saving the document, which is the very important shortcut. So you always uh, learn to save the document after a particular time interval. Like I would advise you to always save your document each after each 2 minutes of your work. Like I am working on this document since last 20 minutes. So now if I want to save this document, I will press Control S key. So if I am saving this document for the first time, then it will ask me for the name and the location. So it is already in the file name dialog box, and the text is already selected. So you don't need to press the backspace or delete key to delete this text. Instead, you can start typing the file name directly. And now if you want to choose the location, you can press the tab key to move between the options, and now you can press the space key to open the drop down menu, and then you can use the down arrow keys to choose a particular location, or you can also press tab key to move to the more options, uh, and press the enter key. And here in the save as dialog box, you can move between the options and the location by pressing the tab key. Like if I want to change the location, then here I will move to the left side pane, and I want to save this document under the documents system folder. And here I will type the name and will press the enter key to choose the save option. So I was telling you that you should learn to save your document after a specific time of interval. So after, let's say after each 2 minutes, you should press Ctrl S to save the changes that you are making in your document. Or you can also open the file menu by clicking on Alt F, by pressing Alt F, and then move to the options. You can press for T for that, and here I will move to the save option, and for that I will press the down arrow key, and here in the save option you can set the recovery time to 2 minutes as well. So that way, if you are not habitual of saving your documents after a specific time of interval, then you can also set this here, and Microsoft Word will automatically start saving your documents after this specific time. So now I will press the tab key to move to the OK button, and will press either the space key or the enter key to save the changes. So the next keyboard shortcut is the Control W key. and that is to close the document. So always save the changes first by pressing Ctrl S and then press Ctrl W to close the current document if you no longer need it. So it is always a good way to close the document in which you have finished working. Now if you need to open a new document, and for new document the keyboard shortcut is Ctrl N, and now if you don't need this file, just press Ctrl W and it will ask you nothing because you have made no changes in this document. If you want to open your existing document, then you can press Ctrl O, and to move between the options again you can press the tab key, and I will now move to the search section of this open dialog box, and here I will type the file name that I wish to open, say sample, letter sample, and select and hit the enter key, and now we have our file open. The other shortcuts which are important to learn while working inside documents are the Control A key to select the entire text of your document, and then you can press the delete key if you want to delete the entire text. Another important keyboard shortcut is Control Z or Z key. And lastly, for this video, I will tell you the keyboard shortcuts to cut, copy, and paste the text. And for that, first you need to select the text, and you can do this by pressing the Shift key and then the down arrow key to select a line in a time. And then press Control X key is for the cut command. If you want to move this text from this location to any another location, then you can use the cut command, and for that Control X is the keyboard shortcut, and then you can move to the particular location where you want to paste that cut text, and for that you can press Ctrl V key. For paste the shortcut key is Ctrl V, and that will move the text. And if you want to make the duplicate of the text, then you can select the text by holding the Shift key and then arrow keys, then press Ctrl C and move to the location where you want to paste the text, and then press the Control V key again to paste the text. So after cut and copy, you have to paste. So you can either use cut and paste or copy and paste. Cut and paste for to move the text, and copy and paste to make a duplicate of the same text. So Control E is for center alignment, and you need to type the text in the center. You can do this before typing the text, or you can select the text later, or you can move your cursor in front of that line for which you want to change the alignment, and then you can press Ctrl E key to change the alignment to the center. And if you want to move the text to the right, Ctrl R. Like if you want to let the text from right to left, then you can press Ctrl R key. And again, if you want to move to the left again from this point, then press Ctrl L. And if you want to make your paragraphs justify, then you can press the Ctrl J key. But before that, I will change the indent of these paragraph, so you can look at how justify actually works. You can see that these two paragraphs are already justified, and the justified button is already pressed for these two paragraphs. So if I change the alignment of these two paragraphs back to left by pressing the Ctrl L key, then you can see that how it now looks. So the justify command align the paragraphs just like from the left to from the right as well by pressing Ctrl J key. And to change the line spacing, you can either press Ctrl 1 for single line spacing, Ctrl 5 for 1.5 line spacing, and Ctrl 2 for double line spacing. So I hope you will like this tutorial.